it's my favorite. Far off places, daring sword fights, magic spells, a prince in disguise. Hi guys, thanks for coming back to my channel. Earlier today I did a poll on Instagram and you guys voted that you wanted to see a Belle makeup tutorial, so that's what I'm going to be showing you today. I'm going to be using mainly the NORVINA palette, but I'll let you guys know what I'm doing as I'm doing it. If you guys like this tutorial, make sure to like it, subscribe, and turn on bell notifications so you can see more of my content. Let's get started. Okay, so I'm going to start off with using primer. I'm using NYX Honey Do Me Up. This primer is actually kind of slimy. It's definitely different than all of the other ones that I've used, but I like it. So next I'm going to be applying foundation all over my face. I'm using a brand called Dermacol. I actually got it because it was advertised that it covers tattoos, and it didn't work for me, but it probably worked for someone out there. But I'm actually just kind of using it because I bought it and I want to use it before I throw it away. So here we go. And I'm applying this all over my face, under my eyes, on top of my eyes with a wet beauty blender. I feel like it helps to make it not look so cakey when the beauty blender is wet. It kind of blends into my natural skin texture, which is nice. And also doing it around your eyes helps to create a nice base for your eyeshadow and for your concealing powder. Next I'm going to be using a translucent loose setting powder from Laura Mercier. I actually just bought this and I've only used it one other time before this, and I actually am already in love with it. It's so nice and soft and it just goes exactly where you want it to. I definitely recommend it. With this I'm going just underneath and above my eyes to set that foundation. Now that I have a nice base for my eyeshadow, I'm going to go in with the color Volatile from the new NORVINA palette, and I'm going to make a nice base just on my crease. Make sure you really blend it. As you can see, I like to drag it out pretty far. I feel like Disney princesses just have such huge eyes that you should do whatever you can to accentuate how large your eyes are. I really like this color for Belle because it's so nice and subtle that what it really does is just add some depth to your face and makes your eyes look big. I also like to drag this color under my eyes a little bit to carry on that depth that we just added to the top. It looks kind of funny when you first do it, especially because this is the only color that's on your face right now, but trust me, you'll want the drama later. I always used to have to go back and put more makeup on after I put on my wig and I saw how dramatic it was against just a plain face. And so I think I've learned how to do makeup pretty dramatically since being familiarized with costumes. Now I'm gonna go in with a really, really crisp white eyeshadow. I'm actually using the brightening base from the Glitter Too Faced palette. I am using a flat eyeshadow brush to put the white just on my crease. And the reason that I'm doing this is so that the gold that we put on later really pops. Belle needs a really nice gold pop. I'm going back in with the ANASTASIA palette and using the color Passion. It's darker than Volatile, which is what we need to fill in the outer corners of our lids right here. Don't forget to blend it into the crease color that we just did, and even just a little bit underneath the eye. Next I'm grabbing the NYX Ultimate palette. This one is amazing because you can do pretty much any character with it. It has so many different colors. Today we're going to use a little bit of yellow just to make that gold that we're going to use later have a really nice yellow Belle vibe. So here's what it looks like after you would put the yellow on. And again, this is not finished product, so don't be too particular with yourself. Just let it blend into each other. Now in order for the glitter colors in this NORVINA palette to be really pigmented, you kind of have to use your finger. Every time I go in with the brush, I just have to go over it 50,000 times and I don't have the patience for that. I don't know about you. So I'm going in with Summer because it's a really nice true gold, and I'm gonna layer that right over the yellow. So just keep it towards the middle And then don't be afraid to bring that dark color in to the gold. Next, because princesses have big bright eyes, I always like to go back in with my white eyeshadow and just get the inner corner so it's nice and bright. So for princesses, I don't like to go really heavy on the eyeliner because I feel like if you do eyeliner too much, it actually makes your eyes look smaller. So what I like to do is actually get underneath my eyelash instead of on top of it, because you really can't tell if you're wearing eyeliner if you're wearing eyelashes anyway. I'm using an Ulta brand eyeliner for this, and I'm just gonna go in with a super small brush. And I actually learned this tip from the woman who did my makeup for my wedding. If you heat up your eyeliner on the back of your hand before you apply it, it melts it and it makes it so much more even when you put it on. And again, I'm staying really, really close to the waterline, not even going above. On the bottom, however, I do like to go underneath the waterline so that I can put white in the waterline later. Next, I do that freaky thing where I light up my eyelash curler before I use it, because you use heat to curl your hair, so you should use heat to curl your eyelash hairs. But just don't heat it up too hot, don't burn yourself. Feel it before you put it on your eye, please, just promise me. For mascara, I'm using the Maybelline Rocket Volume Express. It's just the one that I keep going back to. Now with an angled brush, I'm going to go in with a dark brown eyeshadow, something that's not too far off from my brow shade. And I'm going to go in with that and just shape my brows, make them look a little bit darker, nothing too over the top. Now I'm going in with a Bare Minerals blush. It's in the color Golden Gate. I'm keeping it pretty centered towards the front of my cheeks. To balance the pink color throughout your entire face, I also like to do up here on my forehead and on my chin and on the tip of my nose. So I don't like to go super heavy on the contour with princess makeup, but I do like to get underneath my cheekbones and my nose. Today I'm using an off-brand contour. It's called Contour Palette 2. It does the job pretty well, so here we go. I like to use just a little bit to make the high cheekbones stand out. For my nose, I go in with a really small but fluffy brush, and I just like to make a circle around the tip of my nose. To give my nose that sloped look that princesses have, I just lightly dab a blush brush into the contour, and I go right over the bridge of my nose, and then we'll highlight the higher points later. Next, I'm going to be going in with the Blacklight Highlight 6 color palette. This thing is awesome because no matter what makeup look you're doing, you have a color to go off of. Today we're going to use Electra because it's yellow, so it's giving me Belle vibes, of course. I actually like to use two different kinds of brushes for highlight. One is one of these. I don't even know what this is called. It's nice and fluffy though and angled. I like to use this for my cheekbones, and I like to use a small dense brush for everything else, like the tip of my nose right here, and up between our eyes where the contour ends. Make sure to really blend that one out though. And then on my brow bone for both sides. Almost forgot, on the top of your lip too. Typically like to do this step before I do my mascara, but I forgot. So we're gonna do it now. I'm gonna take this Wet n Wild white eyeliner and I'm gonna put it right on the bottom on my waterline. So big bold lashes are really important when you're trying to make your eyes look as big as a Disney princess's. So I'm going to be using KOKO lashes. I got the number 106. And I'm going to be using Duo lash glue. It's the kind that has the brush on the end. I love this kind. It dries totally clear. I like to make sure that my glue dries a little bit before I put the eyelash on because I feel like the glue sticks better when it's tacky and it doesn't slide around all over your eyes. I also like to apply my lashes after my mascara because I like to be able to reuse the lashes. Some people say that they like to put the mascara over the lashes because they feel like it blends better. I just don't find that the case for me. A little tip, if you do like to put your mascara on before your lashes, I always reinforce the ends of the eyelash. I feel like it helps it stay longer. I'm just gonna go back in really quickly and touch just the edges so they don't start to lift. Belle needs a big, bold red lip. So I'm going to be using FOCALLURE Matte Lips. This is one of those lipsticks that you see on Instagram where everybody's like trying to rub it off of their face and it doesn't come off. I've worn it through dinner and drinks without having to reapply it, so I think that's a win. I just dropped it. And then I'm just going to go in and clean it up with a Rimmel London red lip liner. It's in the color Red Diva. One last thing before I finish, I like to take a big powder foundation brush and just kind of mix everything together. Make sure there's no harsh lines anywhere. I like to finish everything with the Urban Decay De-Slick Makeup Setting Spray, because I know I'm gonna sweat all of this off. That's a wrap, you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. I can't wait to make next week's video. If you see anything that you want to comment on, please let me know if I can go into more detail for you. If you want to see my process on anything else, just let me know in the comments below. I don't know what I can do to make my videos better unless you guys ask for it. So make sure to thumbs up, turn on those bell notifications, and comment. Let me know what you think. See you next week, guys.